which are the 5 greatest methods that ancient mystics ever created to balance and improve the quality of your life. Welcome to 5 Elements World. My name is Marin Vayu, and I will share with you some wisdom from ancient times. In my village, around 12,000 years ago, we used to have 5 methods that help us to balance the 5 elements in our character. Because if we want to improve the quality of our life, we need to balance the 5 elements in our thoughts, words, feelings, and actions. And how we can do that? First, we need to learn about the characteristics of the elements. Then we need to discover them in our character, in our thoughts, words, feelings, and actions. And then we can work to create balance and to improve the quality of each of those elements. I'm talking about that in other videos, which you can find in the links you can find below. But in this video, I will talk about the 5 methods that help us in this process, that help us to balance our life. Each of these methods can work on all the 5 elements, to balance all the 5 elements, if you know how to use it for that purpose. If not, each method will work for sure at least on one element. And in this video, I will tell you which are those methods and on which element are working. And then if you want to learn how to use those methods to work on all the 5 elements, because some people like one method more than other, some people don't want to do all the 5 methods. Maybe you already do one of those methods, but maybe you want to learn how to use those methods to balance all the 5 elements. And for that, I will talk about each method separately in other videos. The first ancient method that many people used for self-improvement is the dance. The dance is not only for fun. Well, it is the best method for fun, of course, but it can be also used for self-improvement, because you can use the dance for balancing all the 5 elements. But if you don't know how to do that, if you dance, doesn't matter how, if you just dance, you will for sure work on one element, and that is fire. And this is why I like to start with dance, because I like to start with fire. Fire is always the first, the best, always in the center of the attention. So, because the dance, it's very energetic, it's a lot of movements, and movements create heat, and heat creates fire. It is the same like running, but dance it's much better, because it is combined with music, and then your body can get into trance as well. And many things can happen during a dance. So I will talk about dancing, about using this method in the spiritual purposes, in the self-development purposes, and for the purpose to balance the 5 elements. I will talk about that in another video, specifically just for dance, but here I want just to mention that dance is one great tool to work on the fire element. The second ancient method to balance the elements or for self-improvement is Tantra. And by Tantra, I mean making love. When you're making love, at least you work on the element water, because water is emotional level, fire is energetic level, water is emotional level, and for water, love is the most important thing. So by making love with your partner, but really making love, not just sex, when you feel love, then you're improving your water element. And Tantra is teaching how to do that, how to make love during the sexual intercourse, but not only during the sex, but also how to make love in everything. And Tantra is also teaching about the system of chakras, and chakras are the energetic centers of the elements. So if you know how to use this technique, making love, you can use it actually for cleaning the chakras, the energetic centers of the elements. So we can use Tantra to balance the 5 elements. And I will talk about that in another video. The third method that can help you to balance your life is the meditation. There are many kinds of meditations. Actually, those are concentration techniques. Concentration, visualization, observations, or contemplation techniques. But all of them are working on the air element on the mind level. And if you know, then they can also work on specific element as well, so they can work to balance the element, the whole 5 elements as well. The fourth method that can help you to balance and improve the quality of your life is yoga. Yoga is for sure one of the most popular methods, ancient method, and there are so many styles of yoga right today. When I said yoga, I'm thinking about the physical yoga, so the posture, the one that include asanas. So this kind of yoga, it's for sure working on the element earth, because it's working on the physical level of our existence. But there are many, inside yoga, there are many techniques, and some of them are working specifically on some element. And actually, yoga is designed to work on all the 5 elements. So in one yoga class, it should be all the 5 elements equally that are stimulated. But this is not the case, because this knowledge gets lost, and people are not aware about the elements, and there's a lot of different yoga styles, and not all of them are working on all the 5 elements anymore. So I will talk about that, of course, in another video, because I'm teaching yoga for more than 10 years, and I will explain you how you can work on all the 5 elements, how you can balance the 5 elements with yoga. And the 5th method to work on ourselves to balance our 5 elements are rituals, spiritual rituals. Of course, every kind of spiritual rituals is working on our 5th element, which is the spirit element. But there are some spiritual activities, some rituals that are specifically working on some element more than the others. For example, in shamanic traditions, which I will talk about in another video. And there are some rituals that are really including all the 5 elements. And this is actually how the rituals are designed to be, because the first gods were the gods of the 5 elements. So ancient mystics create rituals for those gods of the elements, for themselves, through the 5 senses. But I will explain this in another video, of course. The rituals are one of the most misunderstood spiritual activities, and that's why they are not very, the reputation is not very good about rituals. But actually, with right explanations, with a right approach, they are one of the most beautiful activities that we can perform. And they are designed to balance our character, our 5 elements. So those 5 ancient methods are really the greatest methods that mystics ever created, and which really can help us on our spiritual journey, on our journey of balancing ourselves, of self-improvements, because they are designed for that purposes. And of course, they can be used for different purposes, like for each element separately, but also for all to balance all the 5 elements, which I will explain. But anyway, there are people who are using maybe 1 or 2 of those methods. They don't use all of them. If you need to choose 1 or 2 methods, then I will give you an advice to choose the one that you like the most. So do the method that you like the most, and do the method that you don't like. That is the most important method, because that is how you will work on your element that it's weak. And But yeah, I suggest that you do all the 5 methods once on a daily basis or weekly, because to do all the 5 is for sure you working on your balance. And I will also teach you and guide you how you can actually use each method to work on all the 5 elements. So I hope you will join me, and I hope to see you very soon and to do some practical things together. May the spirits of nature be with you.